Well, every day, nearly 2,200 Americans are diagnosed with diabetes. It's the #6 killer in the nation. And if someone is diagnosed before the age of 40, it'll actually shave more than 10 years off his life. So when Franklin Becker was told he had diabetes, he knew he had to make a major change. Chef Franklin Becker was a rising star in the restaurant industry. When he was 27, Franklin was diagnosed with diabetes. So he changed his cooking style to help his condition and lost 35 pounds. Franklin met Dr. Howard Shapiro, author of the best-selling book, Picture Perfect Diet. Together, they came up with an easy plan to eat and beat diabetes without sacrificing the joy of food. Well, Chef Franklin Becker, he's actually going to join us in a moment. But first, we have with us Dr. Howard Shapiro. He's here with us. Welcome to the 700 Club, Doc.
How are you?
I am great. Now, this is interesting because we're sitting here talking about diabetes. And the CDC actually estimated that there are more than 50 million people who will actually have pre-diabetes.
Yeah, pre-diabetes is a condition where your blood sugar is high, but you don't know it.
Yeah.
So you may have it, I may have it, there may be a lot of people out there, 50 million actually, that could be diabetic or almost diabetic. And the only way you can find out is if you get a check by your doctor and he does a blood test and he sees if your blood sugar is high. And if that's the case, then it's something that you want to look at. And if you deal with dieting or you deal with healthy eating, you can avoid getting diabetes. This is type 2 diabetes. The reason that diabetes is the #6 killer today is not only are we an obese population, but kids at the age of 11 and 12 are getting adult-onset diabetes. So they're going to lose more than 10 years of their life because they're getting it so early. And what we're trying to do is show people that if you can eat and beat diabetes, you know, when somebody's diagnosed with diabetes, the first thing they think of is, I've got to give up all my favorite foods. I can't have desserts. Poor me, what am I going to eat now? And we're saying that's wrong. You can eat and beat diabetes. And there are 4 food nutrients that will fight diabetes, actively fight diabetes. One is fiber, one is phytonutrients, heart-healthy fat, and soy. And we will show you the foods that have these things in them, and we'll show you how easy it is, really, to lose weight and fight diabetes. And you don't have to be diabetic to lose weight on this program. This is for everybody.
Brilliant. A friend of mine, who's actually a coworker of mine, we were having a discussion yesterday, she said that she was insulin resistant. So what, first of all, I don't even know what that is, and what's the difference between that and diabetes? Help me out.
Well, I mean, basically, insulin resistance is this. When you eat, the food gets digested, it goes into the blood system as glucose. The glucose should then go into the blood, should go into cells. And the heavier you are, the less of the receptors in the cells are available. So what happens is the insulin can't put the glucose into the cells, and the glucose stays in the blood system. Therefore, you have high blood sugar and you have diabetes. And if you have diabetes, it affects your kidneys, your vision, your heart, your vascular system, and everything. So it's a resistance. There's not enough insulin to get the blood sugar into the cells.
Gotcha. I'm going to take a step back for a moment. You just mentioned a couple minutes ago about the four things that you can do to kind of reverse the effects of diabetes. And you said one was fiber.
Phytonutrients, which are found in vegetables. These are things that help fight inflammation in the blood system. Okay. Heart-healthy fat, so it's a healthy fat like canola oil, olive oil, not saturated fat, and soy. These are the things that will help actively beat diabetes. It works with the insulin in the way that it puts the blood sugar into the cells. It also works in the way you digest your food, and it also helps with the cardiovascular system.
Gotcha. Well, listen, I want to introduce someone who you have teamed up with because you're the professional as the doc. You know all the information, and then we have a chef. Come on in here. Franklin, nice to meet you. We saw the setup piece with you earlier. He's the executive chef at Abe's at Abe and Author's restaurant in New York. By the way, if I go, can I get a free meal?
Sure.
Good to know.
We'll accommodate you.
I just had to put that in. I had to get it on tape. So, Franklin, when you found out that you were diabetic, first of all, how did that change you as a person, but also as a chef?
Well, initially, I thought it was a death sentence. I thought I would never be able, I thought I would have to change careers. I thought I would never be able to cook the foods that I wanted to cook or eat the foods that I wanted to eat. I was wrong. You can just modify things. You can adjust the way you look at food, and certainly you can come out of it. And it caused me to lose 35 pounds. So.
Brilliant. Now, the two of you guys teamed up, and what did you guys discover between your culinary expertise and your medical expertise?
Well, we gave him some of the things to follow, and he started doing it, and he started putting it into some of the recipes that he makes, and he also lost a lot of weight, so we taught him well.
You sure did. And one of the things I love about your book, which you told me, is that it's, you know, a lot of times people think of deprivation. They think, oh, I'm diabetic now. This is what I can't eat. This is what I can't have. But you say
you can eat it all.
You can eat it all.
And you can lose weight. You can eat more food and lose weight if you choose wisely. You don't have to be hungry. And there's no wrong time of the day.
Gotcha. So let's show us what we have here.
Well, I mean, here's an example. There's a blueberry muffin and you have a chai latte. And people think, well, this is a quick, easy breakfast. Blueberries, it's got to be healthy. This has a lot of fat. It's 840 calories just for
that
this.
One little muffin.
840 calories. The muffin and the drink. It has a lot of fat and it has a lot of sugar. It actually has 23 teaspoons of sugar in this. And if you compare it to this meal down here, which are waffles and fruit, and you can get light syrup. The waffles are whole grain. The fruit gives you the fiber and the phytonutrients. It's much healthier, and it's only 240 calories. You could actually have almost 3 of these meals in place of this, and you're saving lots of calories. So it's a much healthier way to go, and obviously you don't have to be hungry. This is a lot of calories and a lot of sugar.
And that's a lot of hips, too, because don't get me started.
That's
I put one on each hip.
That's right.
Brother.
A moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
Exactly. All right, Chef, your turn.
Okay, so now here you have a supermarket pizza.
Sure.
It's 580 calories, 28 grams of fat, and 4 grams of fiber.
Crazy.
Or you can have our polka dot pizza, which is full of vitamins and full of phytonutrients, full of fiber. It's veggie pepperoni, and this has 230 calories, 7 grams of fat. Okay, and only 20 grams of fiber, so it's much healthier, and I'll show you how to make it.
Okay, I would love that. Now, one of the things that I always thought was that when you have sauces, that sauces actually have sugar in them.
Well, they do, but if you buy store-bought sauces, they do. If you make your own sauce, you can control it. You can just take some tomatoes, puree them up, and you can control the amount of sugar that's in the sauce.
Gotcha. Now, I also thought too that when you have a starch like that, or the bread portion, that starch is also kind of have sugar in it.
Yeah, except this is whole grain, and this is not going to affect it. It's not going to be like refined carbohydrates. So light bread is healthy, whole grain bread is healthy, refined regular bread, even if it says multi-grain, if it's not whole grain, it goes in your system as refined carbohydrate, and the sugar's there much more quickly.
Gotcha. So the bottom line is it's all about your choices. You can have what you want. You can have pizza. You just want to do it in a more wise way.
Yeah,
right,
and you do not have to feel deprived on anything. I mean, if you feel deprived, you're not going to do it. So we make it so simple that you can't feel deprived.
So, Christy, do you want to stick this into the oven?
I would love to.
Okay, we're just going to put a little bit of salt.
Where's the cheese?
There is no cheese.
Is that tacky that I'm asking about the cheese?
No, there is no cheese.
The cheese is where the fat is. The fat's what's going to cause you to gain the weight.
Okay.
That's the moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
I gotcha.
Here you go, Christy.
You convinced me. That's all you had to say.
Actually, if you wanted to, you could take some Parmesan cheese that's already ground up and just sprinkle some on the top, and it's only going to be about 23 calories a tablespoon.
Okay. All right. With the magic of television, let's see if that's hot.
We do have one ready for you.
Okay. Ugh. And you know what I love?
How quickly
it looks
that cooks, huh?
I know. So quickly, too. Oh, man. Now, I'm going to try that later because I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show, but I like to eat. So,
well, we've got plenty here for you.
All right.
Good.
Well, we'll do that a little bit later. So let's talk about this. Who's got the blueberry?
Okay, you have just a plain blueberry yogurt, and that's 240 calories, and it has a lot of sugar in it. Okay. And it has no fiber. And we made a Mauve Madness over here, which is made with a lot of blueberries. It has silk milk. Okay. Silk, and then it has almond and vanilla extract. Has a little bit of Splenda. And that is half the calories, 120 calories, and it has fiber. So it's half the calories, has fiber, so it's much healthier, and you could have 2 of those versus the yogurt.
And the thing I love about that, you were talking about the silk, that's soy milk. So soy is a great, is one of the 4 nutrient points to
So it's got the soy, and it has fiber, and it has less calories.
Fantastic. All right, your turn.
Okay, so you can have a Caesar salad. It's a lot of calories, a lot of grams of fat, 450 calories, 24 grams of fat. Or you can have this edamame salad, which is great because it's high in soy. Edamame is soybeans.
Okay. I always wondered what that was.
So it's high in soy, high in phytonutrients, and then it's just finished with a little bit of dressing. So it's 7 grams of fat and 106 calories.
Fantastic. And you know what? Because we're typical television, we're going long. So I'm going to say this really quick. And of course, we've got the carrot cake.
You got the carrot cake, 820 calories. It has a lot of fat versus the 150 calories for the strawberries. The carrot cake has the fat. It has starch, and it has this much sugar in the carrot cake, and that's why you don't really want to do it, because if you watch, it'll take me forever to pour this, and I know we're running out of time, so I'll pour it faster, faster, faster.
I know, so
faster,
as you pour the sugar,
faster.
I'm going to talk about the book. First of all, we have more information on how to beat or actually prevent diabetes, and we also have a free fact sheet for you, and that fact sheet is called Eat and Beat Diabetes with Picture Perfect Weight Loss, and you can also check it out by logging on to cbn.com as well. Do not forget this book. This book. You like the book?
I do.
You like the book. Y'all wrote it. All right.
You know, you don't even have to read. There's lots of pictures and lots of food comparisons like this. This is what I show patients in my office, and it's all in there, so you don't have to read.
Brilliant. I like that. That pictures work for me. Eat and Beat Diabetes with a Picture Perfect Weight Loss. Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate you.
Thank
Chef,
you.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much.